Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Got Next podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Baldwin, with my co-host, Donovan Moore.
What's going on? We got a all-star lineup here today, don't we?
Something like the Avengers, man. I think something happened in the NBA. It was definitely needed today. We got Adam Flanagan back on the call, returning caller. You already know he's on here, man. Say what's up, Adam.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all having me back.
Yep, keep the Lakers varsity jacket. My man's feeling frisky tonight. John Luke back on the show with us, man. Haven't had you on here in a while, man. How you doing, bro?
Yo, I can imagine. Look, I messed up the last time because y'all having me here talking about the Dolphins, and I forgot that Tyreek Hill was injured that one time. So I was like, yeah, don't have me back. I messed up, and I'm here now. And my humble abode went on the Not Got Next podcast. Thank you for tuning in, everybody who's here. We about to have a blast. I'm Loach the Watch Report, and brother, this is the best show that you can find. We about to go crazy because, brother, the NBA shocked us all. Oh, shoot. I'm still reeling. I can't believe it.
100%. Shout out Jean-Luc's podcast, The Welch Report. Make sure y'all check that out, man. Any of your boxing needs, he's got you right there. And we got Ashton Reed back on the call, man.
Yes, sir.
We got Ashton on as well. Say what's up, Ashton.
What's going on, man? It's good to be here with y'all, man. I can't believe what just happened. I'm not going to lie.
I don't know if anybody can. If I'm being honest. Everybody know what we're here for, man. Luka Traded traded for Anthony Davis. We have a whole lot to get into today. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all of that type of stuff. And without further ado, let's get to the show.
3-pointers. Outside jumper from three at the bucket.
Alrighty, back on the show for y'all. And I don't really know the order we're going to go in today, but just know Luka Traded was traded for Anthony Davis, man. Probably the biggest trade of NBA history. I feel like we can all agree on. I feel like me and Donald, you know, we're usually here, so we're going to go last. We're going to let Ashton get started. We'll go Adam, Jean-Luc, and then me and Donald will fill in there. So kind of first off, it's just like, where were you when the news broke, and kind of what was your initial reaction when it started?
I was in my house and I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, bro, it's no chance that this really just happened. Because it's like, honestly, it really don't make too much sense. Like, honestly, for both sides. Like, for the Lakers, it makes sense for the Lakers in terms of you getting Luka for the future and all that. But for right now, I don't think that helps them. Like, I don't think they necessarily got better because, like, they already was low on quality bigs. And then they just gave up Anthony Davis, and they don't have no bigs. So, I mean, that was one of the problems with their team. But, I mean, you got Luka, but that kind of messes up Austin Reeves a little bit too because Reeves has been cooking. Like, he's the point guard right now. Ever since D'Lo got gone, I feel like that's his natural position as a point guard. And then you got LeBron, who's, you know, always got the ball. And then you got Luka. Like, bro, what's going on? But, I mean, I think the Mavs are honestly a better team right now because of what they got going on. I like how their team is built with Kyrie. Then you got Luka. Not Luka, Kyrie and AD. And I like the team they got, honestly.
All right, cool. Adam, go ahead. Let us know how you feel as the Lakers.
Man. I guess the first question where I was asleep, man. I was out. I was knocked out, man. I'll be honest. I had a few libations during the Royal Rumble. It was took me out, but I woke up, man, 7:30 in the morning.
Yeet.
Yeah, hey, yeet. Come on, Jay. But you know, man, I woke up 7:30. Had about 12 to 15 texts on my phone talking about congratulations. You know, Luka to the Lakers. I said, there's no way in hell that we just got Luka Doncic. And you know, I opened Twitter and Adam Schefter. First thing I see, man, and woke the whole house up. So, man, I'm excited, man. It's, you know, to Ashton's point, that was my biggest concern is what's going to happen to Austin Reeves' role. I mean, he's got to go to the shooting guard now. We'll see. I don't want to see him turn into a corner sitter because I don't think that's his strongest suit. I think he's still a little inconsistent with, you know, his shot selection. So I want to see him to continue to improve with, like, you know, just getting the shots up. But, you know, man, we got Luka Doncic, man. And, yeah, this builds for the future. It sucks to see AD go, man. He did a lot for our organization. He, you know, led us to a championship, you know, and I all the respect in the world. But I guess the first person I want to thank is Nico Harrison, because how do you give up a generational talent like
Man.
Luka Doncic, just like that. You know, I mean, I guess his concern and what I've been reading is his weight, but man, he just led him to a championship at the same weight. So, or not a championship. I'm sorry, he led him to the finals and with the same weight. So, if he wants to be fat and hoop, be fat and hoop. You know, I've been doing that my whole life. So keep going for it, brother. So you know, I'm excited, man. I don't know. There's a lot to get into, so I'm gonna let John Luke take it away. But man, just be ready.
Shoot, I guess it's me. Where was I? I was at restaurant watching the Dave Benavidez fight versus Dave Morales. You know, cover boxing on the show. The fight ended. Round 12, boom, announced the winner. Everybody's walking out the door. I get a text 4 minutes ago, not a text, excuse me. I ain't that connected, but I get a notification on Twitter. Sean says that, yo, Lucas got traded. I thought it was fake. I was screaming to everybody, yo, Luka got traded. Luka got traded. I had to verify with other people. Is this real? Let me know if this is real. I essentially became the new Shams, or essentially had my own Woj bomb moment that nobody else knew except for me. Everybody, and then when everybody started finding out, brother, you had people crying, you had people screaming, you want to talk about a tale of two cities? Everybody was blowing up. People were devastated. I couldn't believe Nico gave up their perennial cornerstone. How in the world? We can touch on the Lakers later. How stupid can you be to let Luka, after you just got finished with the Dirk era, another generational, in this case, top 5 level talent, sits in your lap, wants to be there, and you let him go? I lost my voice. I genuinely did not sleep that entire night. Hey, I'm glad I didn't, because other stuff came about that next morning. So it was like, shoot, man, this has been outside of the KD trade or KD signing, this has been one of the most incredible days as an NBA fan. I'm at a loss for words. I can't. I can't. Take it. I can't do this.
You can go ahead, Donald.
I mean, I was on the way home, man. I was driving home. My phone dinged. I was just thinking it's a text or something, but you know, it's one of those where you were at type of things. I looked down. It said Luka traded for AD. I'm like, sheesh. I mean, just taking a day to process it, a few days to process it. It just feels like the Mavericks may have gotten better from that right now, but long term, that's probably a better deal for the Lakers. And depending on what the Lakers do before the trade deadline on Thursday, I mean, who knows? Because we all seen when talented offensive talents get together, like in Brooklyn probably could have made a finals appearance with KD and Harden and Kyrie, even without playing defense like that, you know, just injuries or whatever it may be. So I wouldn't count the Lakers completely out. It would be interesting to see what moves they make before this trade deadline. But as of right now, the Mavericks, I feel like, are on paper a very solid team, because the last time we saw Anthony Davis at the 4 and then with a point guard as well that can get him the basketball, and Rajon Rondo, he had an excellent season. So just imagine what he could do with Kyrie Irving in that pick and roll. So the Mavericks for right now, I mean, I think they'll be solid, but just moving forward, we don't really know, because Luka, like everyone knows here, is a top 5 talent. I mean, you don't really come across players like that often. Like, that's franchise altering players, to be honest. Like, and then the weight thing, it's like, I mean, Jokic is out of shape too. You don't really hear anybody saying, oh, I mean, like, you know, like Jokic is this, Jokic is that. Like, they just let him hoop how he hoop. You know what I'm saying? So it'll definitely be interesting. Luka and LeBron, I mean, I feel like Austin Reeves, he's used to having his role change with the Lakers, I mean, since he's been there. So I feel like that would be an easy adjustment for him. The main thing is I want to see how Luka and LeBron work, because they both aren't really set shot, stand to the side shooters. So it's interesting to see who's going to go off the ball there, and how that's going to work. But I mean, it's still shocking. So it's really hard to find any words for it still for me.
Yeah, bro. We were wrapping up the NBA countdown show. So I'm still at work. Like, and then as soon as I leave, I see a notification on my phone from the hot and cold chat. Some of you guys are in it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Somebody at me and was like, is this real? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I still had not even seen the trade. Get in my car, drive like 2 minutes up the road, and then I see it. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, Luka, like, to the Lakers is different, bro. Like, and it truly makes no sense, especially like still kind of today. It makes no sense why Nico Harrison was like, we have a top 5 player. We have a guy that's made the first team All-NBA more times than Steph has in his career already, and he's only 25. So it's like,
oh, that's ridiculous.
What are you doing? That's ridiculous when you think about it, right?
Oh,
More first team All-NBAs than Stephen Curry. He's only 25. He's had 5 already in his career.
I think he's been in the league 6 years.
He averages 30 in the playoffs. You know the 2 players that average 30 in the playoffs in NBA history? Michael Jordan and Luka Doncic. That's it. That's the list. So bro, it was just nuts. And we're kind of just gonna go around and just kind of talk about from each team's side, kind of how you feel about it. I think right now, the winners right this second, this moment, today, is the Mavericks, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really like the team. I really like what they have in the West. When you look around, at the rest of the Western Conference, it's the Thunder, and then the Mavericks. Probably, I'm not going on paper. That's probably the second best team right now on paper. Yes, 100%. The West is wide open. You can make an argument. Houston, listen. You can make an argument for
Houston's not ready for the playoffs yet. Houston might not be ready.
You can make an argument for everyone.
They're young.
And the Thunder are both young teams. They don't have a whole lot of playoff experience. The Mavericks were just in the finals. Gafford, AD's been in the finals. He's a champion. Kyrie's a champion. You have championship guys on the court. Kyrie, Clay, AD. You got Gafford. You got PJ Washington. Like, you got hoopers. Like, I really
think with the Gafford. Stop throwing Gafford in there like he's like, like bro, he's okay, bro.
He's a centerpiece in this team.
Okay, not a centerpiece.
He's a good role player. He's a good role player.
He's a good role player.
He's talking about Gafford like he's Shaq, man.
No,
he's a good role player. He's a good role player.
Daniel Gafford was Shaquille O'Neal, yo. Y'all didn't know that. Good Lord.
I mean, how do y'all feel about the trade? I think the Lakers won in the long term, but I think the Mavericks won right now for certain.
May I have the privilege or the grace to go first? Mitch, you are completely wrong. You are dead wrong. There is no way that this. I get it. The roster looks great. They got to the finals. They've been one of the best. They've been the team that has been stood not just in the Suns' way with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, who now can no longer live the nightmare that is Luka looking at him in the face. Can't say hi to Cancun, but also, yeah, they've been a team to stop OKC from their monster rise to the top, not just in the West, but in the NBA. But it's because of Luka Doncic. There is no other reason. Even with as well-rounded as that roster is constructed, that they were able to be where they were because of Luka. I'm dead serious. And this is with all respect to Kyrie Irving. Even when Luka was hurt, he was still producing. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He showed up when Luka wasn't there. But it was Luka that when he was there, brother, they don't get past OKC without him. They don't. I argue even with this squad, they don't get past the second round. Because the question is, do you really trust Kyrie and AD, not because of their individual talent, but because what made that roster so great was the playmaking to make everybody such a big threat. From PJ Washington, from Gafford, and Lively. Lively was a big lob threat. And we were like, brother, outside of rebounding and dunks, the brother can't really do much, but he looked so great because Luka is feeding him at every possible window to make him legitimately somebody that you can't help off of. Without, and there's no disrespect to Kyrie Irving, but specifically the thing that made AD and LeBron great is the same thing that made Luka and Kyrie great. It wasn't just the duo; it's the playmaking that LeBron allowed, and the play. Well, when I say great, I mean work at its best. The Lakers, yeah, they've been struggling. I get it, but what made them work at their best was the playmaking to make everybody feel like a viable option. As much as I love Kyrie Irving, as much as I love AD. To get everybody else involved, maximize their ability to be so dominant. Without Luka, I don't know. Actually, no, I do know. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. So I completely disagree. They look better. They're better equipped, yes, but they can't make it work. You got the tools, but you ain't got the person to use them. And so I can't agree. I just can't agree.
Okay. How you feel about Ashton?
Ash, you want to take off?
Yeah, you can go, Adam.
I don't know. I think what we all need to stop doing, and just not on this panel, but worldwide, can we stop treating AD like he's Hassan Whiteside? It's still Anthony Davis. Right? It's still Anthony Davis. Okay, yes. He's playing the best basketball of the last 2 to 3 years consistently right now. Take injuries out of it, which you never can because it's AD, and he could even waking up out of bed he can get injured. You know what I'm saying? So. But we got to stop treating it like it's just some, we got to stop treating him like he's Jackson Hayes. We didn't trade Jackson Hayes away. We traded Anthony Davis, the guy that led this team, the Lakers team, to a championship on his back, I think the Mavericks are a good team. I think they obviously, you lose Luka, but you still gain a dominant center in Anthony Davis, a champion, like Mitch said. Kyrie's been there. Kyrie's won championships with LeBron. Kyrie can still get loose. We're not going to forget about that. What series did he get? He had that floater with the left hand. Was that in the series last playoffs?
That was a
Timberwolves, for the game winner.
Yep.
He can still he can still break someone off. All right, we can't keep acting like Kyrie and AD are just things of the past anymore. They're still here. They're still hooping.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for my Lakers, we're not done yet. All right, we still got. I pray to God, Rob Pelinka. He's done a great job with this trade and keeping it secret and just being able to get it done. I pray that we can try to go get a center. Miles Turner. I really want Walker Kessler on this team. I don't think we need more shooting. I really don't. I would like Walker Kessler just to sit in the paint, just run 4 out and have one dominant center in the post, I think it's going to be interesting, and I hope that before Thursday we can get something done for some type of center. It really depends on the assets that we have right now. I don't think anybody's going to want to trade for Bronny James to give up a center. But you never know. We got Rui still. We got Jackson Hayes, and we still have a draft pick. We only gave up one draft pick. We only gave up one first round. I think our next draft pick is in 2029.
That draft pick got to go. If you want a center, you got to give up that draft pick.
Hey, what did the Rams say when they traded all their picks? Can I cuss on here?
Say it. Go ahead.
Fuck them picks. Send those things out the door, bro. I don't care. Whatever we got to do to rebuild this team and just make sure that we have a good group, like starting 5 out there that, no one's scared of Jackson Hayes. I'm not scared of Jackson Hayes. I'll go up. You know what I mean? So like we just need a dominant center down there to kind of just like balance everything else out. And hopefully Reeves can get going. We still got Kleber. Kleber can shoot. He's going to the Lakers that shooters haven't done too well. But he can put the ball in the air. You know what I mean? He can do something. Who knows? Markieff Morris. Hey, I'm just stating. I'm just saying. Markieff Morris, he can be out on the floor. Listen, can Markieff Morris check into a game? Yes, he's an NBA player. I don't give a shit.
I give you that. They've been treating him like Udonis Haslem these last 2 years.
He's not valuable in terms of what he can do.
Jokic ended his career. One push.
Yes, he did. Literally, and y'all can probably see literally.
Yeah, that's facts.
All right,
that's facts.
One push.
But no, I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm worried. I'm worried about Luka's work ethic and what's been coming out in the media lately. But I mean, if it's a testament to what's been said, he still went to the finals last year, so it can't be that bad. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It can't be
that bad.
So it's going to be fun to watch. I'm really excited to see if we can do anything before Thursday, and if not, maybe not a championship this year, but next year, we got some time, man. We got some time.
That's what I'm kind of want to pick up on, though, because what if it's true? Like all the noise coming out of the Mavs stuff about, his diet, whatever the case may be going on. Because all y'all have said he's generational, and I get that, But me personally, when I see Luka play, right, like he's great. Don't get me wrong, but is there a chance he's possibly a little bit overrated and the numbers are a little, inflated due to how the NBA is played and how much he has the ball? He has the ball all game. He don't play no defense. We know that. We all know that. And then he cries to the refs all the time, bro. I don't care, bro. That has some effect on just overall morale. And when you're the star player and you're the main one crying, bro, that it has a trickle-down effect as the quote-unquote leader. I mean, LeBron, he does the same stuff. I mean, LeBron's my GOAT. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, he do the same stuff. So, I mean, I'm saying that's a little weird. But
I think the difference is LeBron does it, like, during timeouts, or like he'll do it like during when it's like an off-ball situation, like there's not actual play going on. Luka will like get fake fouled on the jump, and then he won't get back on defense like at all. He'll be in the middle of complaining while there's 4-on-5 on the other side of the court.
100%.
Yeah. So LeBron does it, but LeBron does it within reason. Luka he has a problem with that for sure. He got to work on that.
I definitely do agree, because it really doesn't make any sense on why they would do that. Because, like I said, he's 25 and all this stuff. Honestly, what I think the NBA did this. I think this came down from Adam Silver. because the look, the NBA viewership is down. All right, we all know it's down. We got the illegal streaming platforms. We all know people. That's what people watch games on. Because I mean, the NBA is not very accessible, but that's a different problem. We ain't even gonna talk about that.
That's a whole nother issue. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
like it's not too accessible for people. But
He's right though. He's right.
like, I honestly think that Adam Silver really made this happen because, first of all, the Laker tax is real, bro. The Lakers don't get trades like that. They get taxed, and then basically they kind of gave them up for real. Like AD, yes, I get that. Max Christie, great role player, but it's like, you know, 1 first-round pick, bro. Rudy Gobert.
Yes.
Rudy Gobert got traded for like 10 picks, bro. So it's like, I honestly think, in a way, too, this is by the NBA. I think they wanted to reset the trade market because, like, players going for, like, all these picks, it's kind of like, I mean, it didn't really make sense. Like, it was kind of like too much. So I feel like they kind of wanted to reset the trade market because now that Luka just got traded for that, like, look what De'Aaron Fox just went for. Like, he just went to the Spurs, and they didn't even give up Castle, Vessel, even Keldon Johnson. Like, they literally got the whole team. Like, bro, what's going on? So I feel like the trade market kind of got reset with that. Also, too, I don't know what y'all think about this, but so Luka was about to get like 300 million,
325,
right?
325 million.
And they traded him, and I just feel like, I don't know if that's an NBA thing because I'm sure the NBA has plenty of money. These teams got money, but like, I don't know if they're going to be giving out those contracts. Like, it's possible, but I don't think teams are just going to be giving it out, paying one dude like $80 million a year. Like, I know Jaylen Brown just got like 200. Tatum probably about to get like whatever his super max is or whatever, but I don't think that's sustainable with just with the money and stuff. I mean, maybe, but I think something's going on. I think the higher ups had to make a decision with that.
For sure. What do you guys think that kind of each team is missing now? Like, I feel like the Mavericks, for me personally, I feel like the Mavericks are missing another guard, another like defender, maybe another like shot creator, somebody that could kind of just take the defensive responsibilities off of Kyrie, because clearly, you know, Kyrie's not a defender. But I think your interior defense is going to be excellent. It was really good last year. After the trade deadline last year, they got Gafford, they got PJ Washington, those guys in. They were a top 7 defense from that point on. That's with Luka Doncic on the court. And we know he's not playing that much defense. So I'm like, you can get a defensive infrastructure around a star. So that can kind of go both ways for the Lakers and the Mavs. Like, I feel like both teams just like, they kind of have glaring holes. But the one thing that's really good for the Lakers in this is they have Dalton Connect. Like, people kind of forget about that. Like, Austin Reeves, you know, obviously he can do a little bit more on the ball. Catch and shoot. You got LeBron. You got Luka, you got Dalton Connect in the corner. Like, he kind of changes things for them, honestly, in my opinion. So, what do you guys think that each team's kind of missing here? We can start by Ashton.
Well, I mean, the Lakers is definitely, you know, they need a big. I'm trying to think of a team like I feel like they got enough wings because they got Finney-Smith, they got Rui,
Still
they got Braun, you got Vando coming back.
Yep.
You said who?
Vanderbilt, like you said.
Yeah, like Vando is coming back. You know what I'm saying? He looks great. I feel like defensively and for energy, you know what I'm saying? So for the guards, we got Bronny. I mean, come on. Luka, and then you know, Reeves and all of that. And Connect. I legit think we just need a center. I wish Christian Wood was like healthy because like I'm a big Christian Wood fan. I think he's nice, but I think he's really good.
Where is he?
I think he's hurt. I'm pretty sure he's
hurt.
He's hurt. Been on the bench, but I don't know, brother. I don't know.
I like Christian Wood. I think he's a great player. I think he's like, because for he's good for the NBA, like you know, like the stretch big or whatever. But I mean, Lakers need a big, and like you said with the Mavs, they definitely need another guard. They saying Lonzo is up for grabs. I mean, and I seen that they want like a 2nd round pick for Zoe. I mean, bro, I think everybody will want him.
Send it. So. What? Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah. I mean, the Mavs do need somebody. I don't know what they need. I like Jaden Hardy. I mean, I like him as a bucket getter. I think
he's good off the bench. He's erratic.
Yeah. He is, but I feel like they need to give him some bump. Like, let him try a little bit. I mean, especially with all the injuries. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the Mavs need. Honestly, like, I got to see them play first before I can say what they need.
Adam, what are the glaring holes for each team?
I think we've hit them. I mean, like you said, Mitch, the extra guard to kind of take some of the workload off of Kyrie, because I mean they got Quentin Grimes, who's, you know, a little streaky shooter. But I mean, I don't know how he really is defensively. I haven't watched a lot of his game.
He
honestly.
tries. He gives a lot of
Yeah.
effort. I'll
Yeah.
say that. I don't know what his
Mhm.
numbers look like though.
Ashton, I like that Jaden Hardy pool, man. He's a dog. If you actually watch Jaden Hardy hoop, bro, he is a dog. Like he can play. I mean, if you give him enough playing time, and Donnie, you said he is erratic, but like he's erratic because his minutes are all over the place. You know what I mean? If the Bulls only want a second round pick for Lonzo, Nico Harrison, he's dumb, but he can't be that stupid. You know what I mean? You know, I know he just did all this with Luka, but like, go pick him up. Why not? Like, yeah, he just came back from that 2-year injury, but he's playing good ball. If you watch a Bulls game, he's playing good basketball.
Yeah.
And I've always been a Lonzo fan. I wish he was still with the Lakers. Honestly, I wish we never had to give him up. He developed really well. The Lakers, I honestly, and if I'm being 100% honest, we just need a big. I think if we go get a dominant, not even a dominant center, but if we just go get a good center that can run the floor.
I take Valanciunas. Y'all should get Valanciunas.
I'll take Valanciunas too. Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
I don't like the media that I don't like the media that he's had brought up the last few years.
The AO, all the AO possibilities.
Yeah, I just don't really. I don't.
Personal life, bro. I don't care.
Hey man, I just personally do your thing. Doesn't affect me, but I don't really. He can stay out there. Valanciunas be huge. I like Brook Lopez too. I don't know if Brook Lopez is even on the trade market, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind getting Brook Lopez back for a little bit. I mean, he can still run for a little bit.
Not bad. Actually,
that would be like
no one's really thought about it, man. If we go get Brook Lopez,
I don't see the Bucks giving up Brook Lopez.
I was about to say I don't know why
Me
they would
either.
do that though, because they don't really have another backup defensive. It'd be Bobby Portis be filling that hole. So it's like
and he's not really a center. He's not a true center.
he's not going to be defensive. No, he's really good offensively though. I'm actually
but just
I
had Brook Lopez in my mind just as a thought. Just shopping around the market to see what we could get. My number one priority is Walker Kessler. I would love Walker Kessler to be a Laker. I think he fits the mold. But yeah, I mean, man, the Dalton Connect, man, I like him as a player, but I don't like how this not even second half of season's going. But he started off really hot, and then he's been not really anywhere to be found.
Is it a minutes thing, or is he still playing minutes? Like I haven't really been super hearing him.
He's playing some. It's not as much. I don't know what JJ Redick.
I think it's his minutes. That's what
I don't know.
think.
If JJ Redick's just mad at him or what? Like he was cussing him out on the court 2 or 3 games ago. I don't know what that was about. I don't know. But he reminds me a lot of JJ Redick. You know what I mean?
That's one more thing I wanted to add. I don't know how this whole Luka and JJ Redick thing is going to work. Those two personalities, I feel like are.
I'm concerned on how Redick's going to handle having all talent on one team.
You said they're friends?
They used to be. They were teammates.
It's a little bit different when there's a coach and player relationship.
100%.
Especially JJ Redick, since he's taken the job in the Lakers, he seems serious all the time. Like it doesn't seem like you can really get a joke off on the guy anytime out.
Ain't that what we want?
If LeBron could take the coach, and I don't see why Luka can't. Like
Luka was trying to get everything catered to him.
I think a lot of it's mental though. Luka hasn't really had anybody
No, he hasn't had a JJ Redick type of coach that'll literally call a timeout and cuss you out at the same time.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
They had Rick Carlisle. They had Rick Carlisle, and he left. He didn't want to coach him no more.
It was Rick Carlisle. I don't know if Rick Carlisle. I don't know his personality.
That's true. That's true though.
He did, and then all this stuff happened, and then Mark Cuban starts to sell his shares of the team. It's like I don't really know. Like, what are they seeing? Like, I don't know.
It's oh gosh. Is my turn to talk?
Yeah, that's
take off.
Oh, okay, all right. I was thinking the Damo wanted to go before me. If you haven't gotten your stuff off already, okay, all right. Well, real quick, Cooper Kupp is informed he's about to get traded.
Did you see that?
For anybody who didn't know, but I'm keeping up with everything right now, trying to make sure I don't miss something. But when it comes to what they need, Dallas, y'all covered y'all. The only thing I see Dallas needing. I really think they just need a playmaker. And I say that because what I see this team thrive on the best, you can just have somebody like who was the backup for the Grizzlies?
Tyus Jones.
Yeah, Tyus Jones. How he was just able when Ja wasn't on the floor, he was still able to be a phenomenal passer, playmaker, great court vision, keep the offense flowing. That's the one thing I feel that Dallas needs to really make sure if this AD and Kyrie thing can be as effective as I think it can be when Kyrie's off the floor. And that was just AD and Gafford or AD and Lively and Tim Hardaway Jr., whoever the word they put out on the floor, it's going to be they need somebody just to ride the ship. For me, Lakers, center, of course, big man, absolutely. Doesn't even need to be a star. Now, don't know if they can get Brook Lopez. Name that was in the media, then kind of trailed off. Miles Turner was an option. It's still an option. Pacers looking to make some moves potentially. And on top of that, with this first round draft pick, they were able to keep, not to trade both of them, and with still connecting Reeves and all of their pieces still on the squad. They still got some wiggle room that we could let some people go. And we could get the big man that we've been saying, yo, let's pair him with AD. Now, just if we can get Miles Turner, by himself as the center with Jackson Hayes as the backup, Miles Turner, 3-and-D, great shot blocker, run up and down the floor, and is a brother who can still give your offense some size and flexibility with the shot as well. That would be something that if they can make that happen. Oh, this team looks scared. Oh, this team looks horrifying for a lot of the Western Conference. And that can be a team that I dare say, if it works out right, they could get to the finals, legitimately.
Dono, anything you want to add?
I actually got a 2-part question for y'all. So to John Luke's point about the Mavericks not having another playmaker part, how do all of y'all feel about Spencer Dinwiddie? I forgot he still is in Dallas as the backup.
Oh gosh, no. Oh gosh,
he's not serviceable for any of y'all. He's not serviceable.
We saw this in LA.
Yeah. If Kyrie's out for an extended period of time, maybe he can get a bucket and start there because he's just a bucket. But I'm saying off ball, like you need somebody that just.
I'm saying as their guy off the bench, Spencer Dinwiddie as their guy off the bench, being the secondary playmaker.
Not a game changer for me. I'm not gonna lie.
They still need to upgrade that for all of y'all.
Yeah. I think they need to upgrade that. And Hardy might be that guy. That they may be that guy. I like Quentin Grimes, what he's done this year too. He's looked pretty good for them. Okay. And what was your second question?
The second, who do y'all think makes it further this year, the Lakers or the Mavs?
Ooh, good question.
Man, as of right now, this very second, I would have to say the Mavs. I would have to.
The Lakers are in, I think, 4th or 5th in the West. They won like 8 of their last 9.
If they don't,
that is true.
And AD was out the last 4 to 5 games, so they've been winning without AD.
The record don't matter right now though. When we considering playoffs and all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's about matchups.
It is about matchups.
The record may not matter, but the teams that they've beaten without AD, like it ain't nothing to sniff at. Like they just whooped the Knicks. And Cat had 11, 13. Jalen Brunson had only 13 combined for under 40 points, both of them. Brother, that's impressive.
For sure.
So who makes it further?
So who makes it further? For me, I'm gonna say Mavericks.
Y'all know my answer.
I'm gonna say.
Y'all know my answer. We're not done, man. We got what 3 days left?
That's fair.
We got 3 days.
Last Thursday.
Not even 3 days for me.
Yeah, got 3 days. And a lot happened.
3 days is a long time to get some trades off. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's not just 3 days though. Y'all have Luka Doncic. You have 10 years. You have a full decade now to build this team.
But what we're not even talking about, I know the question is about this year. What we're not talking about is, I forgot, someone touched on it earlier. We have the opportunity in the offseason to still sign a Supermax player because Luka's not eligible anymore. We still have that opportunity.
What? No way.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
No way.
I swear. Because of that contract, because of that trade, Luka's not eligible for that extra 125 million.
That 100 could go to somebody else.
It's going to somebody else because he's not eligible for it. No one's thinking about it, bro. No one has talked about it yet. He's not eligible for it. We have a Supermax contract waiting for someone who doesn't want to play in Los Angeles, the city of angels, man. Come on, man. We're not thinking, y'all. We're not thinking, man. Lakers championship 2026. I'll stamp it right now.
I got a question though. Do people want to play with Luka?
Yes. Yes.
Why not?
Do
Why
they?
not?
Absolutely.
Why not?
Do they though?
We just got
Why not?
They just get Klay Thompson, and all of a sudden Klay Thompson is looking relatively better than what he was over in the Warriors. And we thought there was no
I
way.
wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
I'd say no, I'm talking about recent, not all time, not all time. I'm talking about of the last years.
Okay, of the last couple of years.
Last couple of years, yes.
And to be honest, I still don't know if I fully agree with that. He kind of
I
looks the
don't agree
same.
with that.
I think it's debatable. He looks kind of the
Probably
same
looks
as
the same to
like
me.
last
It's-
year.
I would say no to that.
Okay. Let me rephrase it then. He's streaky still. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But he's compared to what he was going into the end of, again, 0-10 in a game 7 or game 6. And for Klay, this is looking leagues better than what they were seeing, at least from that standpoint of bad to not as bad. So that's why I'm saying, even still, Luka is a player that you can fit any and all personnel around him. And he makes them feel involved while still getting 30 to 35. Yes, he does.
I can't agree with that.
He's having 86 right now. He's
Bro,
literally
he's a ball stopper, bro.
he's a ball stopper, but
He's a
that ball stopping ability made them one of the most lethal offenses when they were going to the finals. It made PJ Washington look like a viable threat. We watched. You watched it. We all watched it.
I'm not saying that. I'm not gonna say that Luka made like PJ's game took off because he was like next to Luka. I wouldn't really say that. Luka gets more attention. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, in turn, it makes it easier just because he gets more attention. But I mean, I'm not saying that Luka is. I don't think he's the best playmaker there is because I feel like he's a ball stopper. It's a lot of ISO. Like I'm about to watch Luka. Like Klay is a player that that's okay for him because he's a spot up shooter type of player. But like if you want like a real star that they want the ball, bro. Nobody wants to be the third wheel. They all know what happens, especially with LeBron, that narrative, and then Luka on top. I mean, it's gonna be hard. People don't want to be looked at as a Chris Bosh, quote unquote, or Kevin Love, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? Averaging 28. And then you go to like 15. Not everybody wants that. I don't think it's a problem, but
easy on the Kevin Love slander.
No slander. I love Kevin Love. I love Kevin Love.
Hey, that's my guy, man. Come on now.
He was the third guy on that team. He did have to take.
Who did they ask? Who did they ask to guard Steph Curry for that game?
I got you. We're just talking about the job description.
So John, Luke, and Ashton, who y'all have making it further this year, the Mavs or the Lakers?
Right now, I have the Mavericks, but depends on what happens at the end of these next 3 days. If the Lakers do what I think they can do with this first round draft pick and potentially trading Reeves, because let's be perfectly honest.
Reeves?
No, because now that they have Luka, and the role that Reeves has been playing as this squad at one point in time, duo being a switch out point guard with D'Lo and then running the ball to being just a heat seeker at some point, just getting hot and scoring on his own. Now that you got Luka. Luka's Luka. Like he does that as the best in the NBA, arguably. And so now you don't need Reeves, though he's still viable. You can use him in a first round pick to get, especially without the market to shift to what a star player, even a superstar player, is going to be able to garner. This is your opportunity. If you can make a trade for another, at least, even if it's not a big time star, at least a good quality player, you could do it and still be okay.
But who replaces Reeves then? Who replaces Reeves?
If you replace Reeves and you get a legit, like you say, you need a big man, and at one point,
if we get rid of Reeves too, with that, then what? We start Dalton.
I wouldn't be mad at starting Dalton. You see what he's already doing already.
Bro, he's young, bro. We need someone bigger.
Maybe start Rui and Vanderbilt. I would
rather get rid of Rui though.
I think Rui needs to be the guy.
I would rather get rid of Rui as well.
I think it's Rui.
Because then we're replacing a problem, and then we're still gonna have the problem.
If that's the case, and then replace Rui, you have your pick of the litter because you have so many people that are tangible, or are assets for other teams. If you don't want Reeves or you want to keep Reeves, fine. You can trade Rui Hachimura, who's been of recent a liability on defense and not nearly as potent over the last year or two on the offensive end. trade him. He's still a 6'8", 6'9".
No, that's what I'm saying. There's
Like
teams
TJ
that
Watt
want
was
really
nice.
hot
He's
score.
shooting like 45% from three this year. He's not having a bad year shooting.
Exactly. So
playing
even
decent.
Solid.
even your worst asset is still a good asset, coupled with a first round pick in this new market that you have with the trade deadline coming up. You have an opportunity to get doors that weren't open before are now open. Genuine. And so do it if you can. If they do, I would then say, okay, I think the Lakers can actually get farther in the playoffs. But until then, I got Mavericks.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
One last thing for me personally, that guard that I think the Mavericks need, if they could find a way to get a guy like Drew Holiday or Derek White in that spot next to Kyrie, now we're talking about. I'm talking about somebody that could guard the best guard on the other team. He can spot up and shoot threes. He's a smart guy. He can get rebounds. He can make off his own dribbles. Derek White, a guy like that, or Drew Holiday at this point, perfect, great fit.
I
love that.
You got a 2-3 year window right now. You're trying to win now. Go get that guy. And I think the Celtics would be fine without one of those guys.
No, they would not. Chill.
Nah, they wouldn't.
Without Drew Holiday?
Bro,
Without
they would
No, they need
Without Drew Holiday?
They need Drew Holiday.
I'm not saying they don't need him.
Derek
I'm not
White
saying
are
they
like
don't
the heart
need
of
him.
their team. Drew Holiday and Derek White are like the heart of their team.
I agree. I agree with you.
I
No
don't know
chance
if
they
Drew
trade
Holiday is the
anybody
heart
in
of
that
the team.
squad
I'm
lineup,
like,
bro.
I think the
think
Celtics.
about it.
I think you could talk them into getting rid of one of those guys.
Because if you starting Peyton Pritchard over Drew Holiday, that changes.
Bro, that's terrible. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Peyton Pritchard, your starting point guard. Yeah, look at your face. Look at you.
Bro,
Don't like
that's
that either.
disgusting. Going from Drew Holiday to Peyton Pritchard is disgusting.
You know?
Bad
God.
Well, you put it that way, but the point is, from the Mavericks standpoint, if they can get a guy like that, maybe it's not Drew Holiday or Derek White. Maybe it's I don't know. A guy like that build though, I think it's perfect for the Mavericks. That would be
What about
the guy.
Malcolm Brogdon? What about Malcolm Brogdon? He's just doing
Great.
He's
No.
doing
I
nothing.
like Brogdon.
No,
Would you guys like Cam Johnson? Cam
Almost
Johnson.
got a point. He ain't doing a whole bunch.
Cam
He's
Johnson
not
would
doing
be a bad.
whole bunch.
Cam Johnson's
Cam-
not bad.
Cam Johnson's not a bad pickup for them either.
Cam Johnson's playing great basketball.
Can he
playing
play
really
make?
well this
Can he
year.
put the ball on the floor? Can he drive? I don't know if he can create off his own drive.
He can
he
defend
can-
and he can shoot.
He can dribble the basketball. Yeah, I mean,
I'm saying, like, for example, if he catches the ball on the wing, right? He and then the defense is coming, they're closing out on him. They take out the three. He pump fakes, he gets to the paint. Can he create off of that? Is what I'm asking. Cam Johnson. I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can create off that
yeah,
situation.
you're right.
They need a guy like that can create off a situation like that. I don't think that's Cam Johnson. Me personally.
I don't think there's many guys out there that can do that. Derek White and Drew Holiday are like the peak role players.
Like those are the guys, but I think there's some guys in that sect that can do it. I don't know who those guys are right now off the top of my head, but
yeah,
there has to be a guy like that can do it. Trey Murphy is excellent.
Trey Murphy, I like Trey Murphy.
He's excellent.
That's a good point. I like Trey Murphy.
The Pelicans don't get rid of Trey Murphy.
Yeah, they're not trading.
They might get rid of Brandon Ingram before Trey Murphy.
They might get rid of Zion. Let's be perfectly frank.
No, I think they would. That's a conversation.
What about BI?
Conversation.
He could be on the chopping block too. At this point, with what I'm hearing, with what's going on with the Pelicans, everything's on the table. If they don't get
everything, I agree.
Yeah, everything. If they don't get what's reported to be LaMelo Ball coming there, Zion might be out legitimately, and Ingram too. Because there's teams that are calling hard trying to get both of them, especially Ingram and Zion. So if they don't get something coming their way, brother, they will blow it up in a heartbeat. Zion already said he don't like it.
On the Mavs.
Nah,
Y'all like that?
Nah, I don't.
I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you have to personally, for me, get rid of PJ Washington if you're gonna do that. So I feel like that's really redundant what both of them do.
Yeah, I mean, Ingram's
I
a better
definitely
offensive
don't agree.
talent. Brandon Ingram's better offensively than PJ Washington.
I think, but Brandon Ingram's better offensively because he needs the ball more. PJ Washington's better for the Mavs because he don't need the ball to score.
And defensively,
They need
he's
somebody
good
kind of
player.
like that, though. I think they need one more guy like that. Can,
Another shot creator. When it comes down to
they need one more dude that can bucket and he can also pass too. Like BI, you know what I'm saying? I feel like especially on a team that might actually win, you know what I'm saying? He gonna play make a little bit better.
Okay, well let me ask this: if that does happen, and you got two ball dominant like scorers, like let's say Ingram and Kyrie, they were playing together, and then you got AD. Well, if Luka was there, that could work. Without Luka, how does that work?
I don't think that works. Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if that can work because if Ingram ain't playmaker. Kyrie can play make up to a point, but there is a ceiling, even with as great as he is. And AD without the ball in his hands, defensively, we still get it. But offensively, it's going to be like the offense could get stagnant. It can.
I agree. And I think that's where teams go wrong is you kind of already have your 225-point per game scorers. I don't think you need a third 20-point per. Like, you need like a 15-point guy. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's looking to make other people look better. But if he's wide open, yeah, he can score 15. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's kind of like maybe like a CJ McCollum with defense. I don't know. Like, these are guys I'm just thinking about right now. I don't know. Like, but I feel like those guys do exist. I think it needs to be more of a guard, though, not like more of a forward. You feel me? Like, somebody that can create on like in the backcourt with Kyrie is what I think there.
Who's the leader on this Mavericks team now? Because we've seen Kyrie when he had his own team in Boston, and we've seen Anthony Davis when he was by himself in New Orleans. Whose team is this?
It's probably AD. I think it's AD. I think it's AD's team. I do.
I'd probably go with AD.
I think it's
I
AD.
mean, if I'm the Mavericks and you got both of them in the office right now, and they're asking that same question, whose team is this? I think you looked at it AD.
And they just traded that guy for Luka? Yeah, it's AD.
Yeah. You just traded this guy. You just traded a generational talent for me.
Yes.
And you think this is going to be my team?
And he's 25, hadn't even hit his prime yet? Yeah, it's AD. I'm trying to tell you right now, they want it to be AD at the very least.
But Kyrie's already there. Y'all think Kyrie going to go for that?
Can I ask a clarifying question real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
When you say leader, are you talking about who the offense is running through, or who is going to be the heart and soul of this team?
The heart and soul of that team.
And they look to get them to where they need to be as like whatever you say is what we're going to do.
Right.
That's the case,
like you the guy that got to get us to the finals. Who's that guy for the Mavericks now?
As the best player, the offense is going to run through AD. Mm-hmm. But I think that the leader, I think, would be Kyrie Irving in this situation. Similar to like Draymond Green. No, Draymond is the heart and soul, or was before he essentially punched his way to this team being in the tank. But before that, the brother with all the eccentric mess, he was indeed the heart of that squad. Marcus Smart was the same way when he was on the Celtics. He was the heart of that team that galvanized him, though Jason Tatum was the best player. Now, once Smart left, Tatum then evolved into again the Tatum that we see now. Still played horrible in the finals relative to his own skill level. That's a whole other conversation. Regardless of which he evolved into that, we both look to you. We look to you not just on the court, but also just in everything. You are the guy that is our beacon. In some cases, that's not the case. In some cases, that is the case where it's the same guy. In some cases, it's not. I think in this situation, AD is going to be the man that they run through offensively and like run the team through. But in terms of the heart of leading the squad internally, emotionally, and getting their minds right and getting them amped and prepped to know what it takes to win, that's going to be Kyrie Irving.
I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. I actually agree with that too. I think a lot of, especially the way NBA players look at Kyrie,
right?
Like, I think a lot of them, they automatically look at him and just be like, "Yeah, you're him." Like,
right?
Like, I swear, like the way NBA players talk about Kyrie, like I agree, and I think that he actually showed a lot of that vocal leadership last year on their way to the finals. Because Luka's not going to be the guy to get in somebody's shit and tell them like, you got to turn up. Like Kyrie, I think really can be that guy. So yeah, I would agree with that. But fellas, we're already at 48 minutes. I feel like we've kind of beat the topic to a pulp at this point. I feel like I don't really know what else we could cover. Does anybody else have something that they want to add?
There's a lot we can cover on this thing. There's so much stuff. Like what? Okay, LeBron. Let's talk about LeBron real quick because I feel like that's something that needs to be discussed. How long does he stay now? Because the Lakers look like they've set up for the future. But again, they got the pieces to also be able to win right now and have a future still. So does LeBron only stay for 2 years or maybe next year, potentially his last year? Now that even though LeBron's my favorite player, I think he's the greatest I've ever seen. But at this stage, this is the first definitive time that 100% I can say, oh, it's Luka's squad. Like it's Luka's show, wholeheartedly. Will LeBron be wanting to stay? Look to say, let me grow with this guy also. And if he can still play average 24, 25 like he's doing right now, up until he's 42, 43, brother, we can see this team actually build up to be a legitimate years to come. Horrible situation for the rest of the West. But do you all think it's going to be the case, or he'll pack it up? Yeah, it's time for me to mosey on out of here. Y'all are set up for the future.
Are you saying that like retire or try to go to a different team for the
No,
for the
retire.
last
Retire. Like retire. Unless they send him to Cleveland.
I think I don't know, man. I think you probably see how it plays out over the next couple of years. I would say 2 years. I think at the end of next year, probably start getting that idea in mind. Be like, man, is this done? You know, because obviously, like LeBron's not stupid, man. He sees Luka coming into town. You know, he sees Luka coming into town. He's like, okay, cool. This is their next center. I was here for what? We got him in 2017, 2018,
like
something like
5
that.
years.
Yeah, you know, he's been there for enough. He's got a championship with them. That's what he's wanted to do. Or at least that's what he's saying. You know, LeBron lies all the time. But, you know, he's done everything as a Laker, so to speak. You know, so, I mean, at this point I think you see how the next couple of years plays out if that ends in a championship, which I think it will next year. I think you've done everything. You got your last ring. You know, why not just go home? Just go chill.
My first reaction was I thought he was going to leave, if I'm being honest. But there was like a report that came out like an hour or two ago that he might stay like he might play a couple more years. He may not retire.
I saw that too.
Like, I mean, now that's the thing, I feel like he has the opportunity to do both. I feel like you can fill it out with this team, give Rob Pelinka another year or so. I think 2 years is a little bit too long. The man will be 42. I think that he has to treat it like I'm being serious. I think he has to treat this in 6-month intervals, like every 6 months, kind of just see where they at. You feel me? So I think I'm being serious, like, because I'm like, if you don't go get a center like right now, like what are we doing? Honestly, what are we like? What am I waiting for? You know? And Bron has talked about, and it's been talked about all year. There's one man that he wants to play with, and for the rest of his career. There's only one guy. It's Steph Curry. Steph Curry's struggling. The Warriors are struggling. There's no reason why they would not be willing to go get LeBron James.
Okay, but sorry, go ahead, Mitch.
No, go ahead. I think the Lakers are on the clock right now.
I agree with that point, but who do the Warriors? Okay, so LeBron James, right? This is still LeBron. I don't care how old he is.
Yeah.
What the package that the Warriors have to send for LeBron James? So what? You trade for LeBron James, right? You definitely giving us a pick. I'll tell you that much. You give us a pick, and you give us Kuminga, Wiggins.
It'll probably be like Pajemski, Moses,
okay.
Maybe. Like guys like that, in like a couple.
So then you send us all that, right? You give us all those players. Mm-hmm. LeBron wants to play with Steph Curry so bad, but he still wants to win. How the hell are they going to win? How are the Warriors going to win? Who?
I don't believe they'll win. I don't believe that they'll win.
I don't care how bad I want to play with somebody. I just play with them this summer, or not this summer in the Olympics. I don't care how bad I want to play with somebody. You're not going to win over there either. Maybe the Lakers don't win. Maybe this trade is horrible. Maybe it blows up. It sucks. The Lakers are horrible. Whatever. If you think the Warriors are going to be any better after a trade, yeah, all right. It ain't that stupid.
Let me Adam, let me help you point. Well, maybe not help, but let me give you a new perspective to this whole thing. I did read something about what the front office of the Warriors' dream scenario is. They want to essentially make the Olympics a reality and get LeBron, Steph, and KD all to play in a Warriors uniform at the same time. That is as what's rumored to be talked about. What I found, and that may be if we're gonna go out, we're gonna go out with a bang. So maybe it's that we ain't gonna win, but we're gonna put on a show like we ain't never seen in the NBA before. If we can get them two together. Exactly. It's literally it's the old Avengers. That's what it would be. The old Avengers.
I agree. If you ask LeBron and Steph if they could win a championship, they would say yes with each other. Even though I don't believe it would happen. I think they fully believe it would happen. And I think that LeBron at this point, he's 40. He's like, I don't want to leave any stones unturned. If I feel like the Lakers, they have Luka, I'm not going to leave them in a bad spot like I left the Cavaliers. This is now my spot to get out of here if I feel like they're not building correctly around me. I got a couple more years. I'm going to go play with Steph. I'm going to go do it. Now, will they win a championship? No, absolutely not. But I think it would be sexy. They sell a lot of jerseys.
I dare say I think they could do it. If KD's playing like KD's playing now, and Steph gets back to his relatively old ways, and LeBron's still playing like LeBron, that like it's rare that I've said a three roster or a 3-man like dynamic trio it can work because KD, Kyrie, James Harden didn't work in the past. Other situations that work. That's the only thing. This is the only squad I'm like by themselves, brother. They might be able to do it. They legit, genuinely they could. Maybe I'm just going off of nostalgia, but
Maybe. But yeah, that's where we're gonna wrap it up, fellas. So appreciate y'all for coming on the show. Anybody have anything else to add before we get off?
Yeah, man, I think the NBA is rigged right now, bro. There's no way Luka should be on the Lakers, bro. It's rigged. It's a conspiracy, bro. I'm just letting that be known.
Hey man, Chris Paul probably pissed that trade went through.
Man, what?
Oh my God.
Adam Silver, you're not slick, bro. You're not slick.
David Stern turning in his grave, man.
I swear he would have never let this happen.
Oh,
But, appreciate everybody for watching, man. Shout out to the Welsh Report. Make sure you check out Jean-Luc's podcast and everything. And we will catch y'all next time.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Third.